Welcome to Cosmos with Bailey. I'm Bailey and I'm a clairvoyant psychic medium and spiritual healer based in New Zealand. Welcome. So I'm going to talk a little bit about racism and planetary wounding, and I'm going to come from a higher perspective on racism and what's going on so you can understand. So about a year ago, I dreamt of, maybe a year and a half ago, and what was coming up in the collective consciousness was planetary issues and planetary wounding, racism. So this was going to come up for the next 3 years. I think I also picked up on childcare, looking after our children. There's a lot of stuff coming up about children as well and family dynamics. But this video is going to be on racism. So planetary wounding, racism. So this stuff comes up for us to figure out in the collective consciousness and for us to move through and feel, and it happens in these waves almost. So things don't just happen because they happen. There is stuff coming up in alignment with the cosmos that we need to sort of feel, move through and balance out almost. And I got a lot. Okay. Alright, so when it comes to political leaders and whatnot, and what's going on, it's very important to remember that every single soul on this earth has had past lives. And everyone has chosen to align with stuff in their past lives. And so when something comes up like racism in the collective consciousness, everyone, people who have been a part of these roles throughout the eras of time in the past and the soul energy, they need to do some balancing and figuring out in whatever their roles were in the past lives, and the energies come back up again with the flavors in this time and space. And if you take a step back from it and watch it play out over time, you can see how things can change really, really quickly. I've been watching the political sphere here in New Zealand, and it's very interesting. You can see how things go one way, and then something happens, and then all of a sudden we've got something new happening, but it's continuing the energy line almost. Okay. That's very important to note. Yeah, okay, I'm also going to talk about, so in the past, people make decisions on the soul level to align and make certain choices. So, for example, if someone decided in a past life to create and join something like the Ku Klux Klan or the Nazis per se, the high levels of racism, they're going to have the energetic charge and the consciousness of racism in their auric body and their auric field and energy body on the soul level. And so what happens is people need to replay out and experience the charge and the energy again, and maybe come to some awarenesses, balance out their juju, and have experiences that have very, very past life flavors to them. So not everything is as it seems. And yes, racism. And yeah, so as I said, if someone in their past lives has, and they'll incarnate again, and the flavor, the energies of racism will play out again in this time and space, in a different environment or circumstance, but it's the same energy. So there are a lot of souls on this earth who don't resonate with racism. And when the vaccine played out, we saw a lot of stuff play out that had a very racist, and there was a lot of stuff that came up about the Nazis. Excuse me, energy to it. And we all experience these things differently in accordance to what's going on in our energy body and what's gone on in our past lives. So that's very important. So if you haven't ever done something super racist in a past life, you're not going to want to do something racist again because the energy charge isn't in your energy body. For me and what I experienced, I did not understand what was going on and why people were acting the way they were acting, because I was not a part. I did not choose in a past life to treat people in that way. So that's very important. And when you choose to align with incredible power dynamics in that way, like racism, in a past life, you are going to have a very, very black and white view on things from a soul level. And that is a state of consciousness. And you cannot change someone's state of consciousness. You need to allow people to move through what they need to move through, and almost allow people to feel what they're feeling and whatnot. And it just, something that came through to me around about that time, and continues to come through in my dream realms from the spirit realms, is you've got to walk away from people who are out for a fight, who want to pull you into intense victim perpetrator, who feel oppressed and need a victim. Because that is a part of racism, very heavy oppression, and it can play out on both sides of the coin. Yeah, so it's a planetary thing that we're moving through, and there's many different land areas and whatnot that will have more intense energies play out than others. And when someone, and if you're not aligning with what's playing out, then you need to walk away from it. It doesn't mean that you ignore what's going on. If you feel the need to stand up, you can stand up. But what's been coming through to me and is just, if you're not resonating with it, then you don't need to be a part of it. Yeah, and that was my experience, and that I didn't. Yeah, okay. Anything else to say on racism? Yeah, so it's really important to step out of seeing it just as this black and white thing, and to see it on the soul level, and that a lot of souls are working out their choices and the energetic resonances that they've chosen in past lives, perhaps over and over and over. And there is a changeover in consciousness happening right now. And as I said, will we ever stop being nasty to each other video? A lot of souls are finishing up with the victim perpetrator consciousness and don't resonate with it. So we are changing and evolving, but it's important to remember that some souls will need to continue where they're at in their soul journey. That doesn't excuse any type of icky behavior or abusive behavior though. Yeah, okay, so that's a more of a rounded perspective on racism and what's happening right now, and just to put some people at ease. It can be very, very anxiety. If you want to figure out why you're feeling what you're feeling, I would go into your past lives or go and see a healer. I had a lot of very, very intense feelings come up towards some political leaders. And it turned out they had done some stuff in a past life that I did not like. And I had a lot of these feelings come up again, and I still dislike the person. So you've got to be honest with what you're feeling, and when it comes to the soul. And you've got to clear it out and whatnot. Okay, thank you so much for watching. And I hope that was helpful.